Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm finally trying out the brand new Pat Mcgrath eyeshadow palette. I placed an order a couple of weeks ago and it actually arrived before I went on vacation, so I had to wait until I came home to be able to try this out. I'm excited to be able to finally do a look with this. I have been dying to test it out. This is the brand new Mothership 9 Huetopian Dream palette. It is a color scheme that screams my name. I love it so much. I bought a couple other things, which I will explain later, from Pat Mcgrath as well. If there's something you should know about me, I love to buy makeup. Like, this is the thing that I spend all my money on, and Pat Mcgrath gets me more often than not when it comes to these palettes. These are the most luxurious palettes that I own. They're the most expensive palettes that I own. But every time there's a Pat Mcgrath palette that has a color scheme that resonates with me, I really don't hesitate to buy it. So this was one of those. I think this is like the palette that I've been the most excited about in a long time. I don't own every single Pat Mcgrath palette. That would be a lot. But I do own a couple of them. I'm so excited about this one right here. So it has the traditional packaging on the inside, but I love the carton. It's so beautiful, so colorful, so ethereal. I'm so excited. When Pat Mcgrath does these launches, I do actually love to buy it off of her website because usually she does like a 10% off code. And if you can save any amount of money on Pat Mcgrath, it's definitely worth it. So I did buy this off of the website. I'm gonna take off this protective layer really fast. Look how brand new this is. Okay, let's take a look at the inside. The packaging is so heavy, it's gorgeous. Oh my goodness, you guys. Look at this palette, especially this shade right here. Are you kidding me? This is a palette that I feel like I'm gonna use every single shade, seriously. I love Pat Mcgrath's baked formulas. They have the most beautiful intense glitter pigment in it. So let me just read off some of the details on the website. So this palette retails for $125. So it is not cheap by any means, but again, I'm somebody who loves to collect makeup, so I was happy to spend and splurge on a product like this. Let's hope it lives up to the hype. Apparently there are triochrome colors in here, so instead of a duochrome where it shifts 2 colors, triochrome means that it has a shift of 3 different shades, which is really exciting. You can use them wet or dry. There's ultra blendable creamy powders. Basically, I mean, it's supposed to be the same formula as her other palettes. So inside we have 3 mattes, it looks like. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 like pressed shimmers, and then 3 of the baked formulas, which I'm assuming are more of the triochrome shades. I am gonna swatch them today. I don't normally do this because I feel like it's more helpful sometimes to just put them on the eyes, but I do wanna give you guys a good feel for the entire palette altogether. So let me just get these on my arm really quick. The Pat Mcgrath eyeshadow formula really is so amazing. Oh my gosh, as I'm swatching these, I'm so excited to put them on my eyes. There's some really beautiful, silky, shimmery shades. Wow. Oh my gosh, these are even prettier in person, you guys. Okay, so here are all the colors swatched. We have this one right here, which is Skin Show Nude Ecstasy. We have Extreme Plum Noir, Secret Eden, Cosmic Bloom, Bronze Desire, Shockwave, Bronze Solaris 005, Blitz Extreme, Astral Venusian Orchid, and Astral Amethyst Moon. I am thrilled for these last 2 shades. Seriously, so beautiful. Let's go ahead and create a look. I cannot wait to try these. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a little prep on my eyelids. I'm gonna go a little more traditional, and instead of using an eyeshadow primer, I'm just gonna take a little bit of concealer and powder. Today I'm gonna use my Hailey's Beauty Concealer. This one right here, the Rewind. I'm just setting that concealer with a little bit of powder. This is the Huda Beauty powder. Okay, let's dip into this palette. I'm gonna go ahead and start off with this shade right here called Secret Eden. This seems like the perfect transition shade. Oh, there's a little protector on the mirror. A little ASMR for us. Okay, I'm gonna start with that, just a very, very small amount. I'm gonna start buffing that in the transition area. This is the Morphe Ariel A11 brush. I love this brush. I'm making sure to kind of buff it in toward the brow here, and then all the way out toward the end of the brow too. Just working in very light layers and diffusing it as I go. I also really want to try the new Natasha Denona palette soon. I haven't received it in the mail yet, but once I do, I will definitely do a review on that as well. I feel like there's so many gorgeous eyeshadow palettes launching with fall approaching around the corner. I'm so excited to do more intense makeup because I feel like fall allows us all to wear a little more makeup somehow. Like you can get away with a little more, which I love. So anyway, I'm excited for that palette too, but I've been dying to test this one out in the meantime. So let's see here. I am going to do the deeper matte shade in the palette. This is called Extreme Plum Noir. This is the deepest matte shade, and I'm just gonna start to kind of create a little depth on that outer corner. I'm just doing like my traditional eye shape when it comes to eyeshadow. I have a certain routine that I do. I usually do a transition shade, deepen up the outer edge, and then I start popping shimmers in afterwards. I am kind of sculpting the crease a little bit more than usual. I just was really liking that shape that started to form right there. By the way, this is the Morphe Ariel A20 brush. Okay, after I've applied that, I'm going to take the brush we were just using and buff out the edges, just with whatever's left on that brush. I'm going to buff out the inner portion right here as well so it blends into the brow nicely. I feel like I'm off center. Gotta scoot over a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna put a little bit of this shade on. This is called Cosmic Bloom. I just want a little bit of a shimmery base across the lid before going into those glitter shades. I want something underneath it, something a little bit more muted. So I'm just applying that on the blank space of the lid very, very lightly with my finger. Okay, and then I actually picked up this Pat McGrath Intensifies Artistry wand. This launched at the same time as this palette, and it's supposed to help with those like glitter or more baked formulas. It's supposed to help them stick to the eye a little bit better. So I thought this would be a perfect thing to try. Oh man, I don't have scissors down here. How am I supposed to open this? Oh, there we go. Okay, so let me read about this to you guys. Here's what it looks like. Has a little clicker base to it. I'll open it up in a second, but this retails for $32, so kind of expensive. But it's supposed to impact lasting adherence for your eyeshadow. It's supposed to boost the metallic and sparkle shadows. It's supposed to have a cooling and reawakening and soothing formula. It's supposed to be clear. So basically you just amplify the shadow using this. It's a multifunctional wand. You can apply it as a base or use it when layering. So I didn't obviously use it as a base. I was planning on just using it as a layering product for these glitter shadows. So here's what the applicator looks like. It's a triangle. I'm gonna go ahead and click this up. Let's see. Okay, it took a minute to click that up, but I think I've got it now. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and apply this directly to the eyes, just like this on the lid. Okay, so it's kind of removing some of the shimmer shade I had underneath, and it's getting on there, but that's all right. It's my first time using it, so wasn't sure what to expect. I'm gonna dip into this right here, the purple shade. This is called Astral Amethyst Moon. I'm gonna take my finger. This is the best way to apply these shades, whether you're using some sort of a glitter glue or not. I always love to use my finger with a shimmer or glitter, and I'm just gonna start pressing this onto the lid. Wow. Oh my gosh, that is so beautiful. Ooh, oh my goodness. I wish you could see just how gorgeous this is in person. I feel like, of course, it looks really nice on camera as well, but in person you can really see those multi-dimensional pigments in this. Oh my goodness, this is everything that I was hoping for when it comes to this shade. I'm gonna go ahead and use the same pen over on this side. And as I was swatching it, you could have seen in the swatches, I think, like how this is definitely applying a lot more intense over top of this primer product, which is super nice. I've been able to use the glitter shades in the Pat McGrath palettes with just my finger in the past. I don't normally use a glitter shadow base or anything like that, but this is definitely enhancing that for me. It makes it almost look wet on the eyes because it's really able to grip those teeny tiny glitter particles, where when I don't use it, it's more of like a topper, if that makes sense. So this definitely makes it almost liquefied in appearance. That is so gorgeous. Oh my goodness, I'm obsessed already. I'm gonna pop a little bit of that same eyeshadow stick on the inner corner because I'm gonna take this shade on a brush and I'm gonna pop that in the inner corner and then kind of glide it into the existing shadows. I kind of want to create a little bit of a scoopity boopity with this up above and kind of let it scatter a little bit more as I scoop it around. That is so pretty. This is the shade Astral Venetian Orchid. We'll do the same on this eye. Wow, these colors are so beautiful. I'm so excited about this. I'm going back in with the first brush we were using and just kind of buffing out the edges. I'm just adding a little bit of that coral shade now. I felt like a little bit of that color would look so pretty on the edge. It's this matte shade right here called Shockwave. I'm just gently dusting that over the outer corner and then kind of bringing it inward as well, super gently. Okay, so I'm just wiping off that Intensifies Artistry pen just with the tissue, and it took off any of the glitter that was left on it, so it's good to go for next time. Okay, I love how that looks. I'm just gonna take a makeup wipe and wipe away any fallout under the eyes. There's definitely quite a bit with that glitter, but I don't feel like it was nearly as much since I used that product to kind of grip the sparkly shades. It wasn't too bad considering how glittery these shades are. I'm just gonna tap in the edge of the eyeshadow so it's not too harsh. I'm gonna go ahead and apply some mascara on the top lashes. I'm gonna use my Lancome Lash Idole for this. But I'm gonna really layer up the mascara on the top lashes. Since this is a pretty intense, like glittery look, I want that contrast of a bold lash in front. Okay, so mascara is on. I'm gonna go ahead and do a lot more of my makeup. I'm gonna do like the base products, and we'll come back to finish up the eye look and do the finishing touches. So far, so good, you guys, on this. I'm loving the colors of this eyeshadow palette, so I'm really excited to complete the look. So I'll be right back with the rest of my makeup on. Okay, so I've done a lot more of my makeup. Let's go back to the eyes. We're gonna do the lower lash line now. I'm gonna take this brush from the Morphe and Ariel collection. This is the A29. I'm gonna start off with the same shade we started off on the top lid with. It's this kind of mauvey pink called Secret Eden. And I'm just gonna start creating a little bit of a diffused color along the lower lash line using this. I'm gonna make sure to connect it to this outer edge so that it all connects together super seamlessly. Okay, I do wanna take a little bit of a smaller brush and dip into that coral shade. I think this would be really pretty along the lower lash line. Again, this is called Shockwave. I'm gonna tap off the excess, and I'm gonna take this color a little bit tighter along that lower lash line from inner corner to outer corner. This is such a pretty color. I like how she added this more warm tone. There's actually a couple of warm tones. That gold, it's hard to do like backwards. This gold right here and then the coral shade. I like how those are thrown in there. I think it's really fun and kind of adds a bit of contrast if you choose to use the cool tones and warm tones together. I think it's really pretty. I'm going to take the other matte shade, the deepest matte shade. Again, this is called Extreme Plum Noir. And I'm taking that on the same brush, tapping off the excess. And I'm just going to focus this shade on the outer third of that lower lash line, layering it right on top of the coral, just to create that nice depth on that outer corner. So it will kind of shape and lift the eye there. All right, and then I'm gonna take the same brush, I just wiped it off on my Sigma switch. I'm gonna go into this shimmer shade called Cosmic Bloom. I'm gonna pick this up on the brush, and I'm just gonna apply this across the lower lash line on that inner portion to create a little bit of shimmer. I'm gonna brush that off on my Sigma switch again, and then I'm gonna take the same brush again and go into this light shade called Skin Show Nude Ecstasy. This is like a really pretty shimmer champagne shade, and I'm hoping that it will look nice on the inner third layered on top of that pink shimmer. Part of me wants to tie in the purple tones on the lower lash line, but I don't want to risk too much fallout underneath the eyes with that, so I'm just going to stick to the more metallic shades in this palette. And actually, as I'm applying this, even though it looked like more of a nude champagne, it has a little bit of a pink undertone, which is so beautiful. I think that looks really good layered in the inner third there. Okay, I'm going to take a clean, fluffy brush and just kind of buff the edges of the lower lash line before I go in with mascara, which I'm going to do next. I'm just going to take that same Lancome mascara and apply it to the lower lashes. I'm taking my powder brush and just dusting away any fallout. This is really coming together after adding the mascara to the lower lashes. I love how the colors are all blending in and out of each other. Such a pretty color palette. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're going to do some highlighter. I didn't bring a highlight over here. Hold on, I gotta go grab one. I'm just gonna stick to a tried and true. This is the Benefit Dandelion Twinkle. It has a little bit of a champagne pink undertone, which I think will look really nice with this look. It's not too metallic, but also definitely has quite a bit of glow to it. So I'm going to apply this all over the high points. And then I'm going to try to pick out a lip color. Well, I have a lip color picked out, but I'm going to see how this looks before I choose a blush. So Mary Phillips, she's going to make me go broke because every time she posts products on her page, by the way, she's a celebrity makeup artist if you don't know, and every time she like says what product she uses, I end up buying something because it's not often that she tells exactly what she uses on her clients, but she posted a picture recently. I don't remember whose makeup it was, but she posted it with this lip combo. She works with Pat Mcgrath a lot, so she uses a lot of Pat Mcgrath. But she made me buy this lip pencil and this lipstick along with this palette because it just looked like the most beautiful lip combination ever. So I bought the Pat Mcgrath Permagel Ultra Lip Pencil in the shade Starstruck. So I'm going to wipe off the foundation on the lips first. This is like a really pretty, super pink color, which I think will work well with this eye look. So I'm going to go ahead and line and fill in the lips with this. This is a really fun color. Every other Pat Mcgrath product that I own or lip color that I own, no, lip pencil that I own, oh my gosh. Every lip pencil that I own is more nude. This one is definitely more pink. This might be too much for the eye look, but let's just go with it and try it on anyway. I might change it up in a minute. Okay, so there's the lip liner, and then she layered on top of it the Matte Trance lipstick in the shade Dream Lover. Pat Mcgrath packaging is my favorite. It's so luxe. This is like a much more soft muted pinky nude. So let's see what this looks like on top. Actually, this is more peach. Ooh. I actually like how that kind of muted the color a little bit more. Wow, I actually think that looks so beautiful layered on top of each other. I feel like the lip line's got a little bit out of line, so I'm gonna take the lip liner again and just kind of shape things out a little bit more. That is so pretty. I think this is my favorite Mary Phillips Pat Mcgrath lip combo that I've bought so far. I love those two together. Okay. I'm gonna apply some blush. I'm wanting to take my Kylie Cosmetics Winter Kissed, and I'm gonna smile and just apply that to the apples of the cheeks, just to add a soft, cool tone pink. Since the eyes and lips are a little more bold, I'm okay with the blush being slightly more subtle. So I'm gonna take my powder brush and just kind of blend that in even more so it's not too over the top. All right, I'm gonna lock this in with some setting spray. I'm gonna set the brows, and then the look will be done, and I'll tell you guys what I think about the palette. Okay, so that completes this makeup look using the new Pat Mcgrath eyeshadow palette. Again, this is called the Huetopian Dreams eyeshadow palette. Oh my goodness, you guys. It definitely lived up to my personal expectations. I'm so happy that I picked this up, even though it is definitely an investment. All of Pat Mcgrath's products are, but if you're obsessed with makeup like I am, if this color scheme speaks to you, I think you will love this. The glitter on the eyes is amazing. It looks even better in person than I feel like it does in my monitor. I am obsessed with it. I am also really glad that I picked up the Intensifies product. I do feel like it kind of liquefied the eyeshadow and made it even more just intense. Do I think you need this? You probably don't, unless you want more of that liquefied look. If you have like a glitter glue that you stick with, you could use that definitely. I don't own anything like that, so this came in really handy. If you wouldn't want this intense of a look with the baked glitter shades, you could totally just use your finger and tap it in, and it will kind of give you a similar effect, just not quite as intense, but still super beautiful, super buildable. I love the Pat Mcgrath formula, so for me this was worth it. I am so glad that I picked this up. Obviously, with a palette this price, it's important for you to assess your own makeup situation and look in your belongings, look in your drawers, figure out if this is going to add to your collection, figure out if it's worth the investment for you personally, because again, I buy makeup. That's what I use. All of my extra money on is just makeup. It's what I love to collect. And so for me, this was worth it. If you are somebody who's just barely getting into makeup, this is probably not a good place to start. I would definitely make sure you try out some drugstore eyeshadow palettes and just get a feel for your own personality and your own personal aesthetic when it comes to makeup, because this palette honestly could buy you quite a few groceries. So it's about weighing out those options, you know what I mean? Like, figuring out what's worth it for you, but I am so happy that I tried it. I love the look that I created. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed seeing this look. Let me know in the comments if you guys ended up picking up this palette. I would love to hear if you're somebody who loves to invest in Pat Mcgrath palettes, or if you're somebody who just like cannot spend that much money on an eyeshadow palette, which I totally understand because it is just makeup at the end of the day. So this is totally up to you guys, but it did not disappoint me personally. I also love how there's so many neutrals in here. You do get those really fun pops of color, and the pops of color in here are the colors that I normally reach for. I love the duochrome purples. I've loved that aesthetic for a long time. So for me personally, I'm gonna dip into every single shade in here. I can't wait to create something more golden and more warm toned with some of those bronzy tones, and you have the rosy tones, you have the mauves. There's really a great mix of everything in here, so I'm very happy about that. The lip combo too, I'm so happy about this lip combo. I actually feel like it looks really pretty with that coral shade on the edge. So if you're looking to add, you know, a lip combo to your collection, I'm super happy with this. I have really enjoyed the lip liner and the lipstick formulas in the past, so I'm really happy that I picked that up as well. Yeah, a successful Pat Mcgrath haul / order. I'm very impressed with this palette. If you're new here, hi, my name is Allie, and I would love for you to join the family. You can do so by hitting the subscribe button, and if you're already a subscriber, but you want to be notified on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, click on the bell after you subscribe, and you'll get a notification every single time I post. That's it for me today. I would love to hear in the comments below how you feel about this palette, and let me know if there's other eyeshadow palettes that you want to see me try out in the future. I hope you have an amazing day wherever you are, and I will see you in my next video. Love you. Bye!